it's BDevine, of course. Okay. I'm making this video because today is a portal day, the 20th of the 3rd, 2023, or 3/23. I'm sorry, 3/20, 2023. Okay, so it's basically a portal day, and it is also tomorrow. It is going to be a new start coming with a brand new moon. Not to mention it's a new moon in Aries, which I'll explain to you in a minute. And we have the equinox. So powerful, powerful energy happening right now. So we have to be careful. Make sure that we are using our energy wisely, right? Okay, one moment. Okay. All right, so I'm also going to use some other cards and things today as well. Let's see. All right, so a new start is coming. It is so much more than just a new start that's coming, okay? With the new moon, there's always a fresh beginning, but because it's a new moon in Aries, and because it's at 0 degrees, it is at the exact point of beginning, like exact beginning, right? And it's time to take action. So what you're going to find is a lot of things are going to happen between today, the 20th, and the end of this week. Because on the 23rd, we have Pluto moving into Aquarius. That'll stay there for a little while. But it's going to go in and out this year until next year when it settles in Aquarius. Very, very interesting to be alive at this time. Okay, with all of these amazing alignments and conjunctions taking place. Brand new beginnings, way of doing things, way of seeing things. But how much are you going to take? How much of someone else's nonsense are you going to take? This is really calling into action for you all. A boundary setting experiment. And you can do this experiment with others, where what you're doing is you are going to put up some boundaries by saying, I no longer consent to being pulled into people's drama or issues or problems. I am not the doormat for everybody's issues, and I'm not the reason for your issues. So this is something that you might say, okay? I hereby put up my boundaries, and watch and ask your spiritual light team to really take care of that, and watch what happens. Either a person who is trying to control your energy or manipulate you, either they will leave completely, or they'll take it as a challenge and start to really get pushy with you and pushy with your energy. It is time that we work out in our life, you know, really who is actually worth our time and energy, and who's trying to constantly suck at it. And the Aries energy here, maybe it is an Ace, new start, right? New beginning. The Aries energy here is also waking up the aspect inside of you that has been longing for a difference to be made, longing for situations to finally make sense, clear up, you know, longing for your final victory, I guess, right? To be in that space where you are finally it's happening, basically, is what we're saying, okay? So now is the time to really adjust thought forms and feelings. Work with your crystals Spend time outside. Don't stress out about anything. Don't let others get the best of you. Okay? So, what will this new moon vibration bring? Look at that. Expect powerful change. Can we make this up or what? Expect powerful change. Okay? Let it come in. Let it come in. Actually, I'm going to leave those like that because I think that that is all we need to know with regards to the moon cards. Look at it all. It's also black. Like when you see the new moon, it's completely dark, right? And then it goes through its phases to become full. So you're at a beginning phase of a new idea, plan, goal, achievement. You're at the beginning plans of your manifestations. You're at the beginning of a new life. You're at the beginning of something a little bit more, because it's Aries, it's going to be very confrontational, meaning whatever is beginning in your life right now, you're not going to be able to ignore it, okay? You're also not going to be able to ignore people who are agitators on purpose, like they've been doing it to you on purpose. You also are called into your higher awareness, your higher knowing, your new life. Don't take any crap with you to your new life. Decide that this is what it is for you. This is what you want. That you're deciding the rules. Okay? So a new moon in Aries, let the moon be your guide. Okay? We already know what this is. I just want to have a quick look here. Do your best. You need a 12-month plan. For some of you, a new male is coming into your life. A visitor could arrive. That's been coming up for a little bit of a while with the readings as well. So Aries being the first sign of the zodiac and at 0 degrees gives you that brand new beginning. Don't be too cautious. Don't forget, even think about giving up. Do not even think about giving up. Right. There is going to be action. Things are going to be in motion. And these are my after tarot. So let's find out what this new beginning is going to be. Oops. Just to let you know that, once again, just in case you're watching this for the first time, I'm an internationally fully accredited training provider for spiritual courses. And in fact, all my courses are accredited now, worldwide, internationally. This includes my tarot course. Once you get accredited with me, people seem to really pay attention to that. You know, so you can always join the tarot classes and pay things off. We do have payment options. And I have payment options for my academy. You're going to also be seeing me here live. Okay? So keep an eye on the notifications. But let's go. Someone's sending something to me right now. Just a second. Okay, so what comes? What does the new moon bring? What is this new moon bringing? Okay, 4 things. The wait being over. The new beginning with career. Seeing yourself in a different way. And finally, the perfect partnership or connection. So, one moment after the tarot is created is what we're looking at here. One moment later. So we have the person, the hangman, who's been sacrificing themselves, getting relief. Someone's helping right here, bringing relief in. So they weren't alone the whole time. Someone was there watching over them. And this is the energy of freedom. Okay, the 12, the 3, March. Okay, this is freedom. You can see it. This is also very, very healing. The person is very, very illuminated, has a lot of knowledge here. This is you. You know what you need to do. You might be procrastinating, or you might have been procrastinating. All right, but there's no need. You're going to finally see the results of your sacrifices, your giving, you're supporting other people, you're caring for other people. It's finally going to be given back to you. What are you going to do with it though? Okay, people are trying to help you. You might need to let them. So we also have the 7 of coins here. And as you can see, he's taking his coin under his arm and the hard work is finished and he's leaving his crop. You know, more and more coins are coming. There's high protection here. He started to see the value of his sacrifices. So in the 6 of coins, we see the generosity. In the 8 of coins, we see teaching and we see sharing the knowledge. So here he's gathering the knowledge and putting it to good use. What knowledge are you going to put to good use? Is it going to be stress? That's just, you cannot have a stressful life and dramatic problems and negativity and hating on people and seething inside, wondering what they're thinking of you or doing or whatever, and call yourself spiritual, because it just, you just knock, the other one will knock the other one out. And unfortunately, I see this a lot. Sad to say that people who, they waste their time trying to figure out what I'm doing, what I'm saying, what I'm thinking, what I'm feeling, instead of doing their own thing. It's a waste of time, because a little secret, the more negative energy that is sent towards me, the better. You know why? Because I've set it up, and maybe you want to do the same. I've set it up that if people are sending me hate, negativity, jealousy, whatever they're sending, spells, curses, hexes, jinx, I don't care what it is, that immediately be transformed into abundance and positive energy. I don't send any back to anybody, because that's just defeating the point. I just use it and transform it. The divine alchemist. So, don't let people waste their time doing all of this, and don't waste your time either. Just change everything, transform everything, and we need to do our own business and be on our own track. You're gathering this knowledge. You actually know what you need to do right now. You're looking for validation. Maybe that's giving it to you. So from this gathering of knowledge, the wait is over. We've finally got all the information. From this, you can actually see, this is a 3 of Pentacles here. You can actually see on the other side of this ornate object, which you normally see in the 3 of Pentacles, that there's a whole lot of prosperity. There's something else that's also been created because the person took the time to master the first steps. Once again, we have a 3. They took the time to craft things beautifully, and from there are abundant. Their talents are shown. People, they've turned their back on anything other than the craft, their own craft. And it paid off. So whatever you're doing is going to pay off, you know. So we have the 3, we have the 3, we have the 7, we have the 2. Now the Two of Wands, you normally see this guy here with the two wands next to him, the world in his hand. One moment later, she has arrived, the divine partner, who's willing to help him to succeed. Now, she may see things that he doesn't. And this is the message for you as well. There are energies that see more than you do. There is your spiritual light team that knows better than you do. There's your angels that can create miracles better than you can. And when you hand this energy over and be willing to lift it up and release it to the divine, solutions appear. Healing occurs. The light begins to truly dominate. So what we have here, we have a 22. Because when you're counting up your cards, the major cards are 10. Okay, so it doesn't even matter what this was. Major cards are 10. So we have a 22. Which can break down, you won't believe this, it's going to break down to a 4, because you want to look at the major arcana. And the 4 is the Emperor, and the Emperor is ruled by Aries. Hello. Okay. We're going to look at something in a minute. Just one moment. Okay. So the Emperor is here as our quintessential card at the moment. So the Emperor goes into the leadership, goes into the beginning stages of life, you know, takes charge of a situation. You don't need to wait for someone else to take charge of a situation. Okay, it's time for you to do this. All right, so okay. So now I'm going to bring him to the front. Because he's going to represent Aries. Brand new beginning. There's a leader here. Let's see what the Emperor energy is teaching us right now. Okay. It teaches us, this adds up to strength. Okay, I'm just doing things in a different way today, so just bear with me. We'll get there in just a second. So, wow. We've really got some strong leadership going on here with these cards. Where the heck are you? I've got to get it out. This is important. All right, strength. So, no matter what we've been focusing on recently, one thing that's been for sure, that is that things have been happening for a reason, okay? Saturn moved into Pisces, and that really causes some things to finally make their way upward. And Pisces is a very sensitive, psychic type of a sign, and also Neptune is connected with Pisces as well, which brings us into this dreamy state as well. But we have so many things that are about to change in our lives, and all of these things have been a culmination of our own efforts, right? Our own efforts, our wanting things to change, right? Our shift in awareness, in so, without, you know, I guess you could say it in that way. Our shift in awareness has brought about changes that make us deflect stressful situations. You know, they make us look at things in an opposite viewpoint. And this 5 of Swords here, along with this 10, was showing us what was not working in our life, right? What's not working in our life. And what now will have the chance to work, or have the strength to carry forward. What are those things? Learn when a door closes in your life and stop trying to knock on it, you know? Yes, there's tenacity and there's determination. There's also stupidity sometimes, when we keep on trying to make something work for us and it's just not working. And yet we go around another way and it doesn't work. And we go another way and it gets even worse. And then we're still like, God, but it's got to be this. I know it's got to be this. Look where you're putting your effort, because everything needs to be more simplified right now. The energy of the world comes up, showing us that the world is also going through a waking up phase. More and more and more people are sick of the same narratives. They're sick of the stories. They're sick of the excuses. They're sick of the experiments. They're sick of everything. And they know that if we all stick together with the same kind of viewpoint, everything begins to change. Now, what I'm noticing here in the Knight of Wands is that he's facing this way, which shows triumph over these past obstacles, and something triumphing around the world. And the Knight of Swords, the Knight of Wands here has already delivered his message in this instance, because it's a moment later. So he's already delivered his message, okay? But now he's off to another one. And it's something, look at this, it's Egyptian. Okay, now if we look at the Sphinx here, okay, if you look at the Sphinx, that looks nothing like the pharaoh that was supposed to be on there. The Sphinx is a female lion. It always was. And of course they changed it. And, you know, the secrets of the Akashan, the secrets of history and the pyramids and all this sort of stuff, right? And they're not going to be there. They're not in there. They're going to see decoys, just like you see when you go into the chambers, you know. When Tutankhamun, you know, came out and they found him, you know, how many different obstacles was in the way? Is that really Tutankhamun? Or is that particular, oh God, there's a word, I'm just trying to think of the word. Anyway, but is the person that we see in the funeral energy, in that coffin, the mummified remains, is that Tutankhamun? Or is it another decoy? Okay, there's just so many unanswered things, and things that we've been told, things that we've been made to believe, things that we've been, you know, that are make-believe, things that have happened, right? So a lot of energy is going to be pushing towards the truth. This is also a portal. We walk through this portal, we come out with a lot of strength. Okay. Okay, tell us more about the world, please. the world, the moon. There it is. The moon brings revelation. So did you know that the sign of Cancer, which is very much connected with the moon and the Chariot card, but anyway, the sign of Cancer, it used to be described, and now it's a crab, but they used to describe it as a lobster. Now there's more to this. Hang on a second. What about the Ten of Wands? Okay, so look at this. This is 37, which ends up as a 10. Actually ends up as a 1. So let's go. So this ends up as a 10. Wheel of Fortune. You see how I'm doing this? I hope so. Okay. So these are telling us a story as well, because these are also adding up into this sort of strange thing that I'm doing that's coming out of somewhere. Okay. So the moon in traditional tarot, we don't really see this person. We see, sometimes you might see the back of them. We see the dogs baying at the moon, right? And we see, usually there's just a hint that there's something under the surface. Now it's up and out. So we have this person facing us, and the information is up and out of the surface around the world. It's right on the surface. And I'm getting a real, because I'm holding on to and I have been holding on to one of my old Lemurians. I'm getting a lot of ancient energy coming out, so you're going to have to bear with me as we do this. But see, these symbols are, you know, these are obviously towers of some kind. They appear to be further apart than what I can remember. So I'm feeling like there is information also about things that we've forgotten. We haven't forgotten it. Like if someone mentioned it, we'd think about it straight away, but when it's not on the top of our mind. There's distraction going on right now. I'm trying to pull the wool out over our eyes, but it's too late. These are like the two towers. Look, what I'm honestly getting, people, is that there are going to be revelations here in the coming weeks, especially with this Pluto energy into Aquarius, right? This week, where one thing after another is suddenly revealed, so that it can't be revealed so that only one group of followers or whatever will listen, right? You know, you have people who don't believe in the evil that the governments do, and they don't believe that children have been suffering for years, and they just don't want to hear it. It was like my dad, because all he would do was watch the news, right? So, and he wouldn't. When we rescued my dad from Pennsylvania, we put on a different news channel for him, and his eyes were completely different. But you see, it doesn't matter what you've been listening to or whatever, even people who think they know everything are going to be surprised what really has been going on. And I often feel like this has been coming, it's been coming, it's been coming. There are so many rare alignments right now. There are asteroids flying through the sky. There are unknown objects in the sky. People are seeing this more and more and more. We're coming to the end. Not the end of the world, don't get me wrong. But we're coming to the end of the video. The movie. The scenario that people want to have us all believe for so long. So even with the tarot, okay, you've got symbolism of masonry in here, right? You've got symbolisms of all kinds of things. I mean, if I read to you the symbolism of a chalice, you would be very surprised what it really means, you know? So you have to read between the lines with anything that you're doing, reading, saying, hearing, and ask yourself if it's worth your time or not. Under here we have a change of fortune, and we have it for the lovers here, which is a Gemini energy, which is a Mercury energy, which is an energy of Hermes, which is an energy of Raphael, right? Which is actually also an energy of Thoth. Okay, so we go back to the Egyptian theme. We have the snakes here that no one's paying attention to. We also have the snake here, like this person has stolen all of this crap but hasn't noticed that they're actually in a tight noose. There's a trap being set. Something is not revealed to us here. We don't know what this is. It's a warning. Okay, there's all kinds of things that are happening here. And if you watch carefully, you will begin to see those signs. Now, important communication and justices are also reflected here. And also the fact that this reminds me, oh God, this actually reminds me of, obviously it reminds me of temperance, but it also reminds me of the actual justice card. Okay, hang on a second. Some legalities going on. Okay, so if you bear with me for a sec, I'm going to get that card out. Okay, whew. All right, just a minute. Okay, bear with me. I know some of you people like to have longer readings, and I certainly do. See, this is the Temperance card, okay? This is this is the Lovers. This is the Temperance card, okay? Now, I want to point out, in this energy, there's flaming sort of appearance of the hair, okay? And the sword is pushing in this direction towards the future, right? It's because it was down here, so it's pushing towards the future. And then you have another angel. This is Gabriel, okay? Connected with water, connected with peace, connected with balance, okay? But normally when we see Gabriel or the Temperance card, we see him looking down. But now he's looking up to see something. Okay, looking down and saying, hey, look, pay attention. Over here, he's looking up to see something. And for whatever reason, this Justice card is telling me this one's got the sword up. The energy is staring right ahead. There's it looks like a king and pauper. And the justice, like the energy of justice is, let's have a look, kind of serious, right? Very serious. The indication here is also the red of the power, okay? The sword, the columns, the scales. But it's like this is also in the center here of the third eye. Nothing can escape what's coming because it's seen by all, right? It's seen by all. Now we have see, I have a feeling, okay? If we look at the columns, okay, here, they're also in the High Priest card and they're also in the High Priestess card, okay? And usually there is, where this is, here there's an opening, okay? So, what is being covered up here? What is still not at the surface? Let's take a look. These go together, I'm telling you, for this particular reading. And we have the Empress, which is, and the Magician. So you're really manifesting things right now. But what is behind that screen on the Justice card? What is behind the screen at this point in time? There it is, a new beginning. That was behind the screen. See, so the divine hand comes out with a salamander, fire, which brings the new beginning. All right, let me take a look at this for us. See how interesting this can actually become, right? A big story. I'm supposed to be doing something else. I'm doing this right now. All right, Ace of Wands, right? Now, the Justice card talks about a fair hearing. Really does. But the Ace... the ones are the Magicians, the Ace of Cups, right? So, Ace of Wands. This is a little bit different. So, here it goes. It says, this is a salamander. It says, too hot to handle. Ace of Wands is the first card in the suit of Wands. It's also connected with Aries. It's connected with fire signs. Torches can burn with passion, right? A glowing right hand emerges from a bank of billowing silver clouds. A salamander, which is an elemental creature of fire, is nestled in its palm. People used to think salamanders were creatures of fire because they would scurry out of fireplaces and fire pits, even where fires were blazing for a while. Beneath the hand, a massive club-shaped wand sprouts the green leafy buds. It looks like it could have been cut from one of the trees in the distance. Yep. On the horizon, a lonely castle arises from the hilltop and a river winds its way across the plain. Okay, what does all this mean? All the aces mean new beginnings. Excuse me. Excuse me. Confirmation. A new beginning on a spiritual level. A new beginning behind the shield where justice is served. The hand card probably belongs to the Magician, who we've got in our deck too, but it could also be the hand of God. Salamander is the living embodiment of a wand. It is an elemental creature of fire. The swirling silver cloud is a symbol of higher thought, as well as the separation between this world and the next. The castle in the distance symbolizes refuge, watchfulness, royal sovereignty. Is there going to be something happening with the royal family again? Yep. It could also be a bastion of peace, a pillar of strength, a fortress and a retreat. Because the Suit of Wands corresponds to spiritual life, the Ace of Wands symbolizes a new beginning on a spiritual level. All of the Wands cards are masculine cards. They depict action, adventure, energy, and drive. The Ace of Wands is especially masculine. In fact, it's undeniably phallic in nature, which reflects our powerful drive for creation and recreation. Traditionally, the Ace of Wands was known as the root of the power of fire. That means it's the source of all that fire represents. And the Ace of Wands is associated with the fire signs of Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. So, coming out of the fire unscathed. Know that you hold limitless possibility in the palm of your hand. You can inspire change by lighting a fire underneath others. And as you make plans, set up a containment area so your fire doesn't rage out of control. Be careful when you play with fire that you don't get burned. Okay? So anyone sending it out, you're going to get it back. But here, what is revealed to us is a new beginning. A new fiery, passionate beginning. Once again, the end of the reading leads us to the beginning again. Like, can you get over it? You see how this can really, really become such a tool for you to be working with things that encourage your intuition. You know, if you're following the books all the time with tarot, you are totally missing out on such an amazing story. Okay? And whilst it's good to know the basics of cards, okay, and whilst it's, you know, obviously we all buy tarot decks or whatever if that's what we're into, and we want to see the interpretations in the books too, because you can learn a lot from that. But the most beautiful thing and what you've just witnessed is trusting in a process. How in the world could this Ace of Wands come out as a brand new beginning, as the energy of Aries, as new moon, if I hadn't have thought of the Justice card as being very connected to it, and then we wanted to have a look what was behind the screen. You can make your own rules when it comes to the tarot. You just don't want to freak people out with your cleverness, with how spooky you can be. You know, too many people do that. Okay. So let's just finish it off real quickly. I can't believe it. The dogs have left me alone for a minute. I am by myself at home, and usually I won't do readings while I'm by myself in case one of the 5 dogs plays up. Okay, so amazing, right? Let's see how amazing this is going to be. Okay. Okay. So these are the astro cards. Sagittarius, expand. Moon. See, this moon is doing everything. Pisces, we talked about that earlier. So that talks about your sensitivities as well. And strength came out again. Okay. So, Pallas Athena is on the bottom. That is the Justice card energy. I'm telling you, you cannot make it up, right? So Sagittarius encourages us to stop thinking that something has to be a certain way in order for you to receive your abundance, to receive your blessings, to receive the answers. It doesn't. There are no rules. You've got to just let go of holding yourself tight and firm to something that you feel you want, and instead open yourself up to the universe's answers for you, their messages for you, their changes for you, and expand. So what? Expand your horizons. The moon will bring us all a positive new beginning, listen to your body. Listen to what your body's telling you right now. If you're feeling sore and if you're aching and if you're hurting and you're not sleeping very well, listen to what your body is actually trying to tell you. And think about the process of the last couple of weeks and where you might have been triggered. Where are your fears stored in your body? Okay, a lot of people's fears are stored in their back. No joke. I see it all the time. Some people's fears are stored in their knees, their ankles, joints, etc. What's your perception of what is or has been causing you to have an unbalancing recently? Pisces brings us the sensitivities, which is awesome, but we cannot be sensitive about anything other than ourselves and our lives. I know that sounds whatever it sounds like, but it's the truth of relieving yourself from trauma. The only way you can do it is reparent yourself and prioritize yourself, because nobody does that for you. That's why you're in the position you're in, you know. The energy of dignified strength, you know, whilst it's powerful to be a strong person, you shouldn't try to be strong in places that are not the right place for you anymore. This is about understanding your way forward, understanding your worth, understanding what you are putting up with and what you don't need to put up with, you know. And when you, sadly, you know, when you put up boundaries, and I've had to do it because there's just too many people to deal with, and then people are all butthurt or whatever's going on. I haven't got time to worry about. I don't even, you know, that's the last of my worries. That someone is going to have their nose out of joint because I'm not going to do things for them all the time anymore. How does that make any sense? So I give every day to humanity. I will continue to give till the day I die. I'm telling you now. That is what I am here to do. I will continue to try to show you. I will continue to try to open your mind. I will continue to try to teach you what you already know, what you know deep down but you've forgotten through layers of trauma and distrust and trying things that didn't work. I'm here. You want to learn even more? That's also available. Okay? And you're going to just blow your mind on what you're actually capable of, how your family will change, what healing will transpire, who new will be in your life, how free you will feel, just released of all the pain and doing things that you love. Now, there are plenty of people who are just readers out there, that they just want to do readings and they don't want to really open or expand your knowledge or your mind. Maybe they don't know how to. You've all come through readings. Great. I can put my healing through the readings, and that's what I do. So I appreciate each and every one of you. And you will see me, and you're going to see a lot of me. My voice is going to be heard in this world. And I'm not being egotistical or anything when I say that. It's just what I desire, what I need to do. I'm so excited about healing and the changes to the planet. I want everyone to do it. I can't help that. I want everyone to say, hey, I'm going to study with you. I want everyone to do it. You know? Because I know that's what you all need. You don't need readings. So one day, then all of this will come into fruition. For now, we're learning how to trust the process. And I am as well. Okay? And know that I'm always here. Okay? I'm going to be live. This particular YouTube is going to be open for subscriptions here soon, because I think I have to leave Patreon. I'm not exactly sure what's going on with Patreon. So it might just be just as easy to have a membership here where you'll get your own readings and connections with me on Zoom and live and all that sort of stuff. So we can you can just get some privileges for doing that. And it also helps me to continue to advertise. Advertising is a big thing. But away we go. So get ready. There's some big things, revelations that are happening and changing, and I'm going to be live soon, so stay tuned for that. I love you all very, very much, and I thank you all from the bottom of my heart for being here all these years now. And we've still got so much more to do. So, sending blessings, and bye to all.